Right now at noon, we take a look at the damage done after last thunderstorms.
We'll take a look, too, on the history of those thunderstorms and talk about the dangerous heat that we have on the way here in just a few minutes.
And former President Donald Trump pushes back against the latest charges against him in the classified documents case.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. Many are still without power after last night's severe thunderstorms hits the 4 states. Liberty Utilities reported that there were at least 25,000 people without power, and that was just at midnight. Crews continue working to get power restored to thousands of area residents. In Vernon and Barton County, nearly 2,000 were still without power as of 11 a.m. Storm damage could be seen around town from the destructive winds. At East 32nd Street by Joplin Greenhouse, a pole was seen teetering while crews were on the scene working to fix it. There was also a vehicle crash on I-44 westbound approaching Rangeline. There was no injuries reported, as a witness saw that the occupants walked away from the crash in heavy rain at about 11:20 p.m. And 3 people were injured after a loaded tow truck T-boned a car near Joplin. It happened around 7:30 p.m. this weekend on West 17th Street and Black Cat Road. Authorities say the tow truck, which was towing a vehicle, was traveling north on Black Cat when a car pulled out in front of its path. They say the tow truck then T-boned the car and went into a ditch. The tow truck and the vehicle it was towing both overturned. 2 people in the car and 1 person in the truck received non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities from Joplin and Carl Junction responded to a grass fire yesterday afternoon. It happened shortly after 3 p.m. by North Schiffer-Decker. Fire crews say 15 acres were burned, though no buildings were damaged. It was declared under control before 3:30. Officials said it started by workers from grinding metal and creating sparks. And a house fire is being investigated on South Murphy Avenue in Joplin. At about 12:10 a.m. this morning, there was a report of a structure fire at 828 South Murphy Road. A witness said he saw flames burn the power line that went to the house as it fell to the ground. Liberty Electric and Spire Gas were contacted to control the utilities. Joplin police detectives were present, as well as fire investigators. There were no injuries to civilians or firefighters, and the firefighters remained on the scene for 2 hours. And Chris Warner joins us now with the forecast.
Yeah, those storms whirled through late last night, gave us a number of damage reports, and new damage reports beginning to come in as folks continue to make assessments, and those get reported back to the National Weather Service office. We are considerably calmer, but we're also going to be much hotter today. It's a MODOT camera, 32nd and range line. You can see we're getting a little more sunshine out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear around our area. Those showers and thunderstorms up by Kansas City decided that they would much rather stay up there. But take a look at this trail of wind reports and wind damage reports as that line of storms plowed through to the southeast. There was an injury in Barton County, south of Golden City, from a house that was heavily damaged. A number of reports of roofs being ripped off of, partially off of buildings, a lot of trees, power lines down, a lot of power poles down as well. And if you were watching this morning, you'll notice that there are a lot more of these wind damage reports that are starting to show up again as people are beginning to make some assessments and start reporting that information to the National Weather Service office. Yesterday started at 70, made it up to 101. So we started right where we should be, but we made it 10 degrees above where we should be, or where we usually are. And as you can see, not that far off of a record high set back in 1986. Quick look at temperatures, where we're still seeing at least some heavier cloud cover, some thicker clouds. 79 Nevada, 80 Stockton, 87 Chanute, 92 Parsons, 86 Chitopa, Miami. Further west, where there's a little more sunshine, a little bit hotter, 91 Sedan, Independence, and Neodesha. We'll have another look at your forecast and how hot it's going to be this week here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
And former President Donald Trump lashed out against his latest legal issues while on the campaign trail this weekend. His allies believe another indictment could be coming as soon as this week in the separate January 6th case. Despite his legal problems, he remains the frontrunner for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination. Skylar Henry reports from Washington, D.C.
Former President Donald Trump pushed back hard against the latest charges against him in the classified documents case.
What you're witnessing is a continuation of the single greatest witch hunt of all time.
Campaigning in Pennsylvania over the weekend, the Republican frontrunner slammed allegations that he tried to have surveillance video erased after receiving a subpoena.
You know, they're not indicting me, they're indicting you. I just happen to be standing in their way.
Despite his deepening legal troubles, the former president's supporters are standing by him, giving him a commanding lead over his competition for the Republican presidential nomination.
It helps strengthen him politically because people are seeing the establishment for what it is, corrupt.
Campaigning in New Hampshire Sunday, Trump's closest rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, tried to make some headway.
I think that we need to be focusing on using our energy, on resources, on defeating Biden and the Democrats.
And former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley argued it's time to move on.
We can't keep living with indictments and court cases and vengeance of the past. We've got to start going forward.
CBS News has learned that a pro-Trump political action committee has spent more than $40 million on legal expenses for Trump and his aides on multiple legal cases this year. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
A property manager at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate made his first court appearance this morning after being charged last week in connection with the classified documents case. According to the indictment, Carlos de Oliveira spoke with the former president the day after investigators subpoenaed security camera video and told a Mar-a-Lago IT employee, quote, "The boss wanted the server deleted," end quote. That's a look at today's top stories and weather happening in the 4 states region. Coming up next on KOAM News at Noon, we take a joyride with some monster trucks. And later, we're making blueberry lemonade in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The Freeman Event Center in Lamar, Missouri welcomed monster trucks this weekend. Anthony Saviello has the story.
For kids like me, we all want to grow up and be a monster truck driver. While I may not get behind the wheel of one, it didn't stop me from getting to ride in one. But I needed some help from someone who had done it before. Gabe Johnson is the son of Stomping Grounds owner David Johnson. And while he may only be in 8th grade, he's got plenty of experience being around monster trucks.
Monster truck is kind of what started this place. We went to a monster truck show as a family, got some free tickets back in 2020, which is the year before this place came around, and fell in love with them. And we always own this land back here, and we thought, why not do it here?
According to Gabe, these monster truck shows are entertaining and never cease to amaze.
Well, the thing about a monster truck show, you never know. That's what I like to say. Some truck can flip over and catch on fire, and another truck will fly as high as an airplane. It's honestly unpredictable.
For fans like myself and Gabe, monster trucks are amazing to watch. But what is it like to ride in one? Turns out, we got the chance. Now I know what you're thinking, but our ride went a little smoother than that.
Oh man. I think I know what I want for my birthday. It's a monster truck. Oh my goodness. Woo! So whether you're 5 years old or 95 years old, the entertainment of monster trucks never stops. Reporting in Lamar, Missouri, I'm Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
The Stomping Grounds will be hosting several events this year, including professional bull riding in August and a large concert this October. Still to come on KOAM News at Noon, we see what's cooking with Mr. Food.
The fancied up lemonade we're making today sure has come a long way from what I used to sell in my neighborhood when I was a kid. Stick around.
But first, we've got dangerous heat and triple-digit temperatures sticking with us for the week. We'll talk about how hot it's going to get and whether or not any relief is on the way coming up. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we had a rocky night last night We had just a few showers, even a couple of thunderstorms this morning, not too bad. And now we are settling in for some dangerous, potentially even deadly heat over the next several days across the region. Let's take a look at what we've got in terms of heat advisories and heat warnings. So we've got excessive heat warnings, which we will show you those momentarily. They are in magenta, and those run at varying times for the area. So we've got some in southeast Kansas that run through 9 tonight, and others for parts of southwest Missouri and parts of southeast Kansas that run until 8. And these excessive heat warnings are for temperatures, or heat index values rather, of 108 to 112 degrees potentially across the area. And they will return again tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see additional excessive heat warnings and or heat advisories as we head into the rest of this week. So here we've got those excessive heat warnings and the orange heat advisories for parts of the area as well. I am really short, and now you get to see really how short I am. But this is the MoDOT camera at 32nd and Range Line in Joplin, and you can see we're starting to see a little more clearing than what we were expecting. We're still seeing some clouds across the area. It's our camera here at the KOAM TV studios, and you can see some clouds and some sun. And so there's been some mix on exactly how hot it's going to get today, but we'll tell you how hot we're expecting it to be today, and then we'll tell you how hot it's going to get later this week. So there's some additional clouds, some clearing out there, but we could see a few more clouds as part of this system continues to rotate around. Where you've got partly cloudy skies in Joplin now, 84, already feels like 88. South breeze at 7, dew point humidity both up there. And in Pittsburgh, it's a pinch cooler, 81, feels like 84, but humidity, dew point both up there, a little more sunshine, and that's going to allow it to get a little hotter out there, like points off to the west. Sedan, Neodesha, Independence, all at 91, 90 in Newata, 87 Veneta, 92 in Parsons, and then you get where that cloud shield's kind of been through the morning. It's a pinch cooler for now. 81 Fort Scott, Iola, Pittsburgh, again 80 in Lamar, 79 in Nevada, 85 Neosho, but again we're all going to heat up, and here's where those feels like temperatures come in. Take a look out west again, we're a little more sunshine. 96 is what it feels like Independence, 95 in Neodesha, 85 Pittsburgh, Lamar, and those heat index values will continue to climb. For the rest of today, we're looking at highs, again, upper 90s, right around 100 degrees. Folks out west, you're more likely to hit that 100-degree mark than those out to the east, where we've seen a bit more of that cloud cover. We'll still go partly to mostly cloudy skies as we head through the evening, and we're going to cool back just a wee bit, go back into the mid-70s for our overnight lows. However, the relief is just not there yet as we go 106 on Tuesday, 108 Wednesday, 103 on Thursday, and then 97 on Friday. Then this weekend, we see the chance of a few more scattered storms, and that kicks our temperatures down as we go back into the upper 80s, lower 90s heading into next week. But we've got these dangerous heat days in front of us right now, and I know there's a lot of folks now cleaning up from the storms. There's a lot of line crews out there that are helping restore power. You've got to take frequent breaks, get inside where you can, and stay hydrated for sure, because this heat is dangerous, potentially deadly if you're working too hard out there.
That's right. Thanks, Chris. Well, still ahead, we're making blueberry lemonade in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Stay tuned. It's time now to check in with Howard and the Mr. Food Kitchen staff. Today, he's making a childhood favorite that will keep you refreshed under the summer sun. It's called blueberry lemonade. Take a look.
Like many of you, I had a lemonade stand when I was a kid. And for a nickel, you could get a big cup of ice cold lemonade. Maybe this is where I got my love for this cool and refreshing drink. Over the years, I've tried many versions of this favorite. Everything from it being infused with watermelon juice to our latest creation, blueberry lemonade. If that sounds good to you, wait until you try this. You want to start by grabbing a saucepan and combining some water, sugar, lemon zest, and a good amount of blueberries. After we bring this to a boil, we let it simmer until the blueberries burst open and they flavor the water. We strain this so all the zest and blueberry pulp is removed, and we let it cool. Now we add some fresh lemon juice, which will take about 4 to 5 lemons, and a bunch of ice. When you're ready to serve this, add some sparkling water to make it extra special. Top each with some fresh mint, more lemon and blueberries, and get ready for one of the most refreshing sippers you've ever had. Is it trendy? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. Is it a keeper? That would be a double yes. To get the recipe for our blueberry lemonade, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a very refreshing way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
To find this recipe, along with many others, simply go to our website at koamnewsnow.com and click on Mr. Food. Now, here's a look at the four-state market prices.
All right, we've got the excessive heat warnings today and tomorrow. Heat index values 108 to 112 possible. Temperatures really rise. 106 tomorrow, 108 Wednesday, 103 on Thursday, 97 Friday. Then we could see some relief from the heat as we head into the weekend. Temperatures falling back into the low 90s with some additional scattered storm chances, and could see a couple of pop-up storms Tuesday and Wednesday evening.
Sounds hot, Chris. Well, coming up tonight at 5, a new study by the World Health Organization found tobacco kills up to half of its users. Plus, cleanup is underway after strong winds swept through the 4 states last night. And the first group of KCU dental students arrived on campus today. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5.
And thank you so much for joining us for the KOAM News at noon.
We'll see you right back here tomorrow.